This is Karsa, KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name, KKWx is my empire. Today we're playing a little bit of Waystone Mysteries with my friends here in NRD. And let's get to it. Do you guys remember what happened last week?
We started processing all the people we captured.
Yes, you did. And it was pretty much the whole entire day.
And it's probably going to be a good chunk of the whole entire day.
Yes. Alright, so who wants to go?
Only there was a mechanical way to shorten these things down. Some way that combined an element of randomness, but also preparation.
We do it for content.
Well, to be doing it for content... Francis, do you want to go first or do you want to go last? Because it's either you or Nathaniel.
Quick question, you're going first.
Yes. 1 second, let me swallow what I'm eating.
Okay.
I prefer not to choke on a piece of bread trying to talk. Thank you.
Well, at least your mom taught you better.
Still hasn't taught me right.
No, I'm talking about his mom. Lisa's mom taught him spitters for quitters.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Okay, I'm getting the next bus down to wherever you are.
I'll believe it when I hear about it.
And I'm pretty sure I still lose this fight.
Probably.
Anyway, so Francis is going full good cop because he's a teacher.
Okay.
He understands pupils, mostly.
Okay.
You're not enough.
And he knows what it's like to talk to somebody that he is incredibly disappointed with. It's MIT, I could be. He's got sandwiches, he's got coffee, he's got some cookies.
Aw, the cookies.
Yes.
How can we befriend hell with cookies?
Come over to the dark side. We have cookies, but we have them on the light side too. Ours are better.
Anyway. So you bring in the cookies, you bring in the tea,
Coffee.
no alcohol?
No.
Aw, alright.
We've been a little too close to fire for me to even consider bringing alcohol into the room.
Alright, tea and tea. Okay, tea and cookies. Got it.
Sandwiches. Don't forget sandwiches.
Oh, and the sandwiches. Definitely the sandwiches. Need the sandwiches.
Yeah,
What
like I
type?
said, he's being full good cop here.
Oh, okay.
Because he's going after this incredibly deep down cultist, because we basically confirmed that this one's the fanaticized one. With reason. And he offers her a sandwich. He offers her a cup of tea, cup of coffee, whatever she wants to drink, water. If anything.
Give me 1 second. I gotta get back to what we were saying. So you brought us cookies and tea and cake and not cake, but too bad. Like cake or pie. Pie is always good.
Whatever junk
Sandwiches.
food happens to be in the facility, we have.
All right. Sandwiches, basic.
Thing is,
Probably.
because he didn't bring in cake, you get like a -4 to all.
I
the-
said cake first.
He did say
I said
cake.
cakes, cookies. Now Karsa's mentioning pie, so let's have some pie in here. Whatever junk food is in the facility.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah, so you bring snacks.
You
Yes,
bring snacks.
all the snacks.
This is good. All right, so you bring in the snacks. She's kind of hungry.
And she's got a wild look in her eyes, from what I've been told.
She's confused about this guy that comes in and starts setting up a literal buffet in front of her.
All right, so Beth looks to be about in her 30s, and similar in the facial features as Mary, but Mary has, of course, the younger features. Her hair is dark brown, and of course her cultist robes are tattered and burnt. She has slight wounds on her arms from the fire, but other than that, she seems to be unscathed.
Well, you seem to have definitely come out of this better than some of your compatriots, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, maybe. I'm still here.
You all damn near weren't.
I know.
And the entire time, he has only the air of a concerned college professor, because, ironically, that's what he is. Or is that unironic? One of the two.
That would be unironic.
Fair enough. He leans back in his chair, presses his palms together, tips of the fingers together, and pushes out for a moment. So, my understanding of the entire situation is you guys were hoping to return the world to nature by summoning a demon to burn it.
Not the world, the city.
Now, I'm not questioning your motives, because I understand some of them from some other things I've been told.
What have you been told?
Well, from one of your others, at least for you and her, this was more of a mission of revenge. I know about Salem. I know what happened. I cannot judge you for your past mistakes as much as I would like to, because that wouldn't be fair to what's going on right now. But we might be able to help you if you're willing to be receptive.
You talked to Mary?
She was the first person.
How's she doing?
I have no idea. Last time I saw her, she was going to talk to another friend of mine.
I'm not saying anything until I know how she's doing.
Tough nut to crack. Got it. Help yourself to a sandwich.
Thank you.
Now, this is an interview. It goes both ways. You give, you take. I am a teacher. I expect you to be a little bit more receptive to my quote-unquote methods, which are just, right now, asking questions and hoping for answers.
Sir, the only thing you're gonna get out of me is answers when I find out how my sister's doing.
Have you heard any random screaming? Because these walls aren't completely soundproof. I can tell you she's alive. Or at least I hope she is.
I did hear some screaming a little while ago.
Yeah, but that was from that direction, and I can tell you exactly who it was from.
Who?
The guy with the big-ass sword.
Oh. What did he kill her?
No, he got pissed. He started going around in circles, but I want you to know, and he pulls out his revolver, this is the gun that rendered your demon mortal.
Okay.
What did you think was going to happen when you summoned a demon to Earth?
Honestly, I didn't know.
So, you joined a cult that burned your hometown, has had missions to do this in the past, and had no idea what was going to happen if that thing actually got loose.
Well, Rachel and Catherine said it'll be fine. They told us that it would be under our control.
Except it wasn't. It wasn't under your control, and it tried to kill all of you. And it would have had we not intervened. That would have been a waste of life for potentially no result and no benefit.
You do know I'm still cuffed, right?
I've only got one handcuff to a chair. You can still eat, you can drink.
Yeah, it's best if you ask Rachel how she got it under control. I honestly don't know. I was not there at the last one.
At the last summoning or the last meeting before this?
Summoning.
Well, I know you weren't. You were a victim of it, as I recall. Because they tried to completely burn Salem. So, were you joining out of revenge like your sister?
I joined first. I didn't just join for revenge. And Mary joined because I joined.
So she is the most innocent of all of you, then. She only followed the flock.
Yes.
We'll be questioning the leader of you guys individually. I believe one of my friends is getting ready to do that now.
I still don't know how my sister's doing.
We will get to that. But I am also aware of that because you guys have largely failed, you are in danger. Now, whenever she brings up her sister, does she seem to have genuine concern in her eyes?
Yes.
We are not your enemy. Know that. I know that those people will come for you, for your sister.
Then tell me how she is.
I'll find out.
If you find out, I will be willing to talk. But not until I know how my sister's doing.
Francis will nod, take off his hat, put it on his chair as he gets up to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And he sidesteps through the door as he opens it, looking around. Beth's sister, Mary, right?
Yes.
He looks around. She's still here, right?
Well, just to help with this, you'll see Al cleaning a bunch of, with a bunch of blood all over them. Well, as far as the cultists be known, as far as the cultists know, she's dead.
Okay, good, because it seems her sister has the exact same problem. She's fearing for her life as well as her family.
Oh, no, you misunderstand me.
As far as they are concerned that she is no longer alive.
Yes, because Mary has decided to leave the cult. And the only way I can make that possible is for any of the cult to think she's dead.
I cannot lie to a scared child. I am going to need help.
I can.
I will take care of it. Don't worry about it.
What's this about scaring children?
They're not
Well,
children. They're both. She's like over 30.
Yeah, well, Francis is like 35, 40.
That
It's like you guys calling me
aneurysm.
child. It's like
Yeah,
you guys calling me child when I'm
I was
27.
having an aneurysm. Has it occurred to Francis that the woman he's been speaking to, if he's 35, she's 2 years younger than him?
Ugh. Elle, you seem to have the best people skills. You could be bad cop if you'd like. I don't trust the guy with the big ass sword.
This wouldn't be being bad cop.
Kane's just gonna flip him off.
And Cain has his social skills. He just needs to refine them when dealing with stubborn people like himself.
See Hayden in the background paying incredible, detailed, observation of Elle. Though he does glance over when Elle mentions this and nods, and then goes back to paying incredible attention to Elle for some reason.
Kane's like hearing that. It's like, yeah, he's got a point.
And Elle will step into the room with the rag, covered in blood. Look over to Beth. So you've been asking about your sister.
Yes, how is she?
Throw the rag at her.
What did you do to her?
Well, apparently what you guys are going to do anyway.
I wouldn't do that to my sister.
She was so scared that the cult was going to kill her.
But I
Now she
wouldn't
doesn't
do that
worry
to
about
my
it.
sister.
You're the cult. And why not? Rachel killed her own husband.
Oh, yeah, Francis has followed him back into the room. Primarily because he left his hat in there.
Tell me if she is okay.
I would think that rag, as soaked as it is, would be a dead giveaway. Oh, did I say dead? I guess I gave it away.
She
Francis
literally
will
falls
pinch
in
the-
tears, and then she wants to go for your throat. She will take her hand and the table towards you and attempt to go after your throat.
Francis will literally level his revolver at her.
As soon as
She
you go to
doesn't
raise
care,
it,
she's literally launching herself at Elle.
yeah. As you raise it, I will just gently put their hand on it and lower it, and then kick the
Sorry,
table
of course
back
I have
at.
it.
Fine, and then kick the table back at Beth to put him back in the chair.
Well, now we know.
Francis, if you wouldn't mind, I will stay in the room while you finish your interview. It seems it may be necessary now.
I'm sorry for this, he says, picking up his hat, sitting back down, notably resting it in his lap.
And if Beth refuses to calm down, then we will use the calming voice. There's nothing there's nothing else that you can do in this situation, at least as far as your sister's concerned. She resisted And this is what caused her to suffer her current fate. It will be in your best interest to continue, or to not attack again. Because I know you have more family out there, and I know there's more in the cult.
I don't care. And she lunges again.
This is calming voice. She doesn't have a choice.
Mm.
She will stay calm no matter, even if the thing that is causing her fear or rage is in the room with them.
I don't care. She's gone. The only thing in my world that I cared about, and she's gone.
What about the rest of your sisters?
Don't care.
Really? What's so different about them?
They left a long time ago.
Left where? How?
They ended up with... Why am I talking to you? And she goes back and lays back.
So we've gone from rage to unnatural calm to full-on depression.
Well, see, here's the thing there, Beth. The reason you guys are going through this unseemly mess because you guys decided to be violent terrorists. You have a choice here.
At this
You
point in
can-
time, I don't care what the choice is. You could throw me in a jail. You can kill me. I don't care. The only thing that kept me alive was her.
But-
Francis just kind of smirks.
So, to protect your sister, you decided to join a cult.
I joined
was going to-
first.
Yes. In order to murder a bunch of people.
No.
What did you think the end game was going to be?
At first, it was nothing about murder.
Then fire wouldn't have been the best solution. People can run from a fire,
First,
yes,
it was about
people always get caught.
activation.
Activism.
Activism. They were gonna
So what-
save the people from what the world has become and what it's going to become.
By burning it.
By bringing it back to nature.
By burning it. Do you see the disconnect yet?
And at this point, she is quiet. Yeah, in a way.
You also see how your choices have led to where you sit now and the events that have transpired tonight. If you want to honor the memory of your sister, then the best thing you can do is to be as cooperative as you can.
You killed her. Why should I care?
That's
You
answer you
killed
have to
her.
find for
Why should
yourself.
I care?
That is an answer you have to find for yourself. And your friends killed at least 4 people that I know of. Attempted a 5th. There's 2 that I haven't accounted for. I would assume they're dead. Your body count's higher than mine right now.
Francis just kind of chuckles at that remark.
I can really tell that this line of questioning, bro, seems pertinent, it's not really going to get you anything.
Yeah, because now we've
Because
gotten
she is just
completely
going
and
to
utterly
keep circling
personal.
back to you're responsible for her sister's death.
Yeah.
If we offered you an escape to leave the cults, would you take it?
I have no reason why to even bother anymore.
There's always a reason to continue on.
No, there isn't.
I have been a teacher for a couple decades now, trust me. I have seen
Mary
worse.
was my sister, but she was also raised by me.
She became your life, your world. Would she want you throwing away your life because she was gone?
But she wants to. It doesn't matter. She's dead. You killed her.
Oh,
What?
no. I disagree. And he becomes ashen and serious. Your guys' actions working together killed her. Now,
That you could kill
We
me
can all
because
say-
I want to be with my sister.
we can.
Then do it.
We can. We won't.
Francis will get a hand on his shoulder. Would you step outside for a second?
Eh. He gets up once again, puts his hat on the chair, walks out.
I need you to look at me right now.
Pen and stare. Pen and stare.
He's not Ghost Rider, shut up.
Hey, but at least you got the reference.
Francis is out of the room, correct?
Yes.
The door's closed.
Yep.
And
Oh, I know
Francis
what's coming. That's fine. Because she'll have to look at me to do it.
Oh, she gives you the death stare.
And on the back wall, as the other two before her, there's the shadow of the wings. You won't be going to where your sister is. She tried to atone. You're going the other way.
Yeah, my
You still-
brain is really saying that should definitely be at least a +1 charm on that.
Yeah, let's give it a charm.
Make me go to my browser.
Mm-hmm.
Across the room again.
I mean,
You're the one that told me to leave.
Looking at your sheet, but,
Mixed success. At least I know she's going the right place.
But, and I'll bring Francis back in the room.
Francis will return.
But I do have a hypothetical for you. If your sister was still alive, would you stay with the cult?
No.
Will you at least be a little more amenable to answering Francis's questions here?
Yes.
Good.
For she's told me the exact same things that Mary did.
Well, that's fine. Finish your interview anyway. The more of them that say the same thing, the more we know the information's probably not a lie, at least as far as they're concerned.
It's a good point.
Whether
He
they
says this He says this condescendingly.
No, that
He
doesn't.
goes, gets his hat, picks it up, puts it back on his head finally.
That doesn't prove that they weren't lied to, and that the
True.
information they're giving us isn't a lie. But as far as they know, it's probably the truth.
Well, I would assume then that we can continue. He cuts a little piece of cake from the junk food on the table, offers some to Elle.
No, German chocolate. Why not?
Has that been invented by this time? Screw it.
Is she alive?
If you want the answer to that question, you'll have to answer ours first. Otherwise, you're dealing with the evidence that you have. Now we'll go and, like, clean a little bit of blood off the side of their head that they missed. No, missed a spot.
She gives you the death stare still.
Don't look at them. Look at me. The person who's all
Returns
smiles
the
and
death
turns.
returns the death stare to you. Currently is not eating anymore.
Yeah, Francis just kind of chuckles at this. It's not the first time he's gotten a death stare from a student, let alone parents.
To be fair, this is also a time where you shouldn't be like all gung ho because I get shot at all the time because I'm a teacher in the American school system. That's not common yet.
No, it's
Not
people look at him like they want to strangle him all the time.
Oh man,
That
this
is-
voice is punchable.
Wow.
You are not the first adult to give me that glare. You are not the first student to give me that glare. And right now, I'm treating you like one of my students.
She fiddles. Fidgets with her fingers particularly.
You are nervous. You are scared. You are angry.
And
I
you're a
understand that.
condescending prick.
Thank you. I'm also a madman in my free time. He once again takes off the hat, shows the silver lining of it, quite literally.
She actually chuckles.
Invented this substance myself. It helps keep out the wireless telegraph waves.
Now who should be in the handcuffs?
I've been
Yeah,
told
she's
that a
never
lot too.
looking at you as if you're a crazy person.
But we, like I said, we can help you if you just help us. Now, that book. What do you know about it?
Nothing.
Nothing, whatever.
I know
Percep-
that Catherine had it. We were not allowed to touch it. It was her grimoire.
Okay. So that's 2 marks for that being referred to as that. Because your sister said the same thing.
You might as well
She
make it
said
3.
she had caught She said she had caught a couple of glimpses at it, but otherwise was not allowed to be near it. She knew what it was.
You can add a 3rd mark. Lilith referred to it as closer, more like a Bible, but that's basically the same thing.
In this case, it would be based on the Latin, but yeah.
The only persons who ever even looked at the book, who actually had the right to look at the book, was Rachel and Catherine.
Mm. And the fact that your sister knew a little bit more of the book means that she was a curious little sheep.
That has always been her fault.
Well, I can't fault her for that. Curiosity is a hell of a drug.
She's always been protective of me, too. But I've always been protective of her. And still gives
You
you the death stares. with that.
Well, should have did a better job. I was now just playing with a lighter.
Has Francis ever noticed the shadow of your wings before?
Nope. That's why you got told to leave the room.
Fair enough. How much fluid have you got in that lighter of yours?
It depends what you want. Depends what I'm trying to light.
We'll get to that. Turns back to Beth.
A person in clothes that have already been lighted once and probably still in accelerated or still with the accelerant chemicals on it. It should be enough.
That would be quite the baptism, wouldn't it?
They already went through it once.
Touche. Francis takes a deep breath. That demon that you summoned, do you know anything about it? Apart from you were supposed to be able to control it.
I know it's a fire demon. I know it's from... that it's ancient.
All demons are ancient.
That's all you get.
What you called from the... It's 9 rings of hell, right? This is out of character.
If you are to believe Dante.
9, 7, don't care. The hells, Tartarus, whatever you prefer. You guys summoned a being of basically pure elemental fire and anger, and were prepared to unleash it on the innocent, because it wouldn't have stopped at just burning buildings, burning civilization. It would have killed people. Like I said, people can run from fire, yes, but many often get caught in the blaze. And some people who die in a fire never even get a chance to see the flame.
He just breathes.
And you know what would have happened had we not intervened? You all, plus many other innocents, would have died.
Well, unlike the others in the city that would have died, your souls would have been consumed by it.
Which means you wouldn't have gone anywhere.
We were told we were able to get out. Because evidently Rachel has been able to do this before and got out.
Oh, yes, I had this conversation with Lilith. You realize that as soon as we got involved, everything went to... Oh, as funny as it is, hell.
She just gives a smirk.
You definitely get the impression that she is outright shutting down on this.
Yeah, we've gotten past depression and going on to full on. Well, you've basically confirmed all the information I've already had. But ask yourself this question. Did she control it the last time, or did she sacrifice her cult mates to save her own skin? There's clearly something shut down the demon last time. And any other time it's been done.
I don't know, I wasn't there.
Exactly.
Other than Rachel and Catherine, do you know who was?
No.
Might want to think about that.
and why you don't know about them.
You
We have
seem
to-
awfully expendable.
Indeed. Or I get backhanded.
Well, Francis, do you have any other questions for her?
No, just confirming everything I've already been told.
Very good.
We've given her the option to back away from the cults.
Yeah, well, I guess I do have one last question for you there, Beth. You wouldn't be going to jail if we decided to keep you. You'd be getting sent somewhere worse. You'd be getting sent to an asylum where they would treat you like, oh, like you're him, and gesture to Francis, except you wouldn't know your own name. You'd be under a different person's name with a note in your file that says you can never be released, and be treated like a hostile hostile patient anytime you had your emotions got the better of you. You can suffer that fate, or we can move on, or I can move you on, as it were, now. What'll it be? And we'll drop the calm words.
What do you mean by move me on?
Move you on to where your eternal soul would go.
Fine, do it.
Very well. Oh, we'll move up, pick her up, put her in rear choke, just until she goes unconscious. Francis, be a dear, make sure that the door to room 2 is
She
closed.
doesn't fight you. She lets it go.
She wouldn't be able to stop me.
She still doesn't fight you.
That's fine.
Francis
check-
will
Thank you.
Francis will go to room 2.
Just need to make sure the door's closed.
Yep, he shuts it.
Elle will drag Beth out over to Mary's room. And look at Hayden and anybody else that with the just don't ask look.
Francis will be like, Francis will do the 2 thumbs up and a cheesy grin.
We'll drag Beth in, put her on the bed. At least be nice about it. Close
Still
the door
handcuffed
and-
to it?
Well, no, I would have to unhandcuff her. Was moving her to another room.
No, I mean you handcuff her to the bed.
No, I don't care.
Oh, fair
I
enough.
am not worried. And we will wait for Beth to regain consciousness, which shouldn't take that long.
A few moments later, or minutes later, she does come to consciousness. She
And
know.
before she can sit up or anything, I will put their hand arch just to hold her down. You have exactly one chance at this. Because if you renege on this, there will be no coming back. I will sit them up so they can see Mary.
She runs to Mary and just holds her. You okay? And she checks her over. Make sure she's okay.
She's fine. It was pig's blood.
Oh my god, I got... She breathes and she holds on to her sister and she cries with her. Now what do you want? I'm willing to talk.
You don't have any information that's relevant, unless you can tell me why Rachel is as angry as she is.
What I do know is that Alistair...
The dead man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he didn't want to keep doing what she wanted him to do.
And that was...
Be the enforcer. of the cult. He wanted her, or she wanted to make sure that when anybody was stepped out of line, he was to be the strong arm.
I see.
Something else happened. I don't know what, but it has to do with Lilith.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to have another conversation.
And within a day after the fight with Lilith, Alistair was killed.
Seems I have another question for Lilith. No, what I want from you is the same thing I asked from Mary.
Still in tears.
I want you to lead a better life.
Where are we
You've been-
going?
Don't know yet. You probably have to stay here for a little bit until we decide exactly where to put you. Because unfortunately, well, your cult is relatively small from what we can tell. The Order is not.
No. The Order's
I don't-
huge.
And I don't know what they'll do to you if they find out you've gotten away from us.
The Order withstands the span of both Europe and here.
Yeah, well, the Templars were had stations in Europe and Africa, and look what happened to them. No group stands the test of time. They all fail they all crumble eventually.
And I was telling the truth about the book. None of us are allowed to see it.
Lilith knows more than she's letting on, because she gave me more information about what was in it than any of you have. Well, except for Bonnie, but that's a different story.
Bonnie. That's not even her real name.
I don't care. It's whatever she calls herself is fine.
In fact, that's not even Lilith's real name.
I figured a lot of you were running with code names.
Oh no, we're telling you our real name. This is Mary. I am Beth. You can look us up. We were in Salem.
It doesn't. I don't care. All I care about is what you do going forward. Leave the cult. Leave the Order. They are lying to you and using you as a resource. You are nothing to them. And I understand that you are distraught when your father and brother were killed in the fire. Or, sorry, the accident.
Yeah.
Right. But that was also probably part of their plan. They knew not everybody would die in Salem. They used the fire to move their own ends, and then recruit others who had suffered by it. All the while knowing they did it. So here's your chance to get away clean.
I'm with my sister. I will take it.
I will exit the room.
Okay.
Ah, damn it! And Nightmare just left. Well, I guess we're taking Francis. Francis.
Who has literally been right outside the door the entire time, just kind of standing there. You literally end up face to face with him. Yes.
Seems our friend in room 4 left some things out when we talked. talked to her last.
Interesting.
I think I might need your particular brand of crazy there.
Let's go.
I think room 2 might be a write-off. I think. Well, we can talk with her later, but that's a different thing.
Who's in room 2?
Bonnie, the one Cain was talking to.
Ah.
I think her fiery temperament's going to be a little hard to deal with right now. I think she needs some time to cool off. Anyway, I'm moving forward.
Back
Francis.
to floor.
Francis finally starts using his cane proper because it's been largely tucked under his arm.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we're walking, you can actually hear the cane clapping.
Alright. Back home. Lillith. Seems you left out some information when we talked.
She leans back in the chair. What information?
About Alistair. About how there seemed to be something between you two. You got in a fight with, you want to say Rachel? Might have been Alistair. It was a little clearer details.
Is that what Rachel said?
You should be less concerned about learning the information, more concerned about leaving out anything. I don't appreciate being played. And you already seen the lengths I'll go to when somebody doesn't do what I want.
Okay. What do you want to know?
I want to know everything. And, before you start, Francis, would you mind showing her your hat?
Francis takes it off, shows her the interior. It keeps out the wireless telegraph waves that they mean to microwave our brains with, invade our thoughts.
Okay, so I'm in a room of nuts.
Well, that was just the tip of the iceberg with him.
Yeah, he pats the hat and a couple bullets fall out.
I don't know what I was getting at, but see, Francis here is very good at putting together disparate pieces of information.
Mm.
And if I need to rely on him to get the information that I need, then you aren't being upfront with me.
So, we now know that there was an argument between husband, wife, and fellow cult member, by the sounds of it.
Well, there was an argument, yes.
It seemed Alistair was no longer happy in his job.
Yes, I wasn't happy with Rachel.
Uh,
I had
oh,
to give...
haha.
I'm surprised. But she's not the one who said something. Called me a hussy or something.
Well, I was working under the assumption that you were sleeping with Alistair.
How we know?
He was very good in bed.
I'm guessing his crisis of conscience came when Rachel decided, or found out about you two, and decided to have him come after you.
Yes.
He couldn't do it, so she killed him. Marked him as a warning more to you than to the people that would be investigating.
Maybe. I have another theory that doesn't necessarily contradict yours or make them mutually exclusive.
Well, according to his back, I believe the word's impure.
Yes. But Lillith remained alive for a specific reason. She didn't have a backup to take your place in the ritual. I would also hazard a guess this is not the first time Alistair has stepped out on her. Just the unfortunate timing of this one. Or you should finally have enough. For reasons I don't really care about. I just needed to confirm some things and to let you know that I don't appreciate being lied to or
I
played
wasn't lying to you.
or an attempt at manipulation. I asked you why Rachel was angry, and you said you didn't know.
Okay. So I didn't want to. I omitted info.
Lying by
No,
omission is still lying, as I...
No, you straight up lied to me. You said you didn't know.
But you have nobody to protect apart from yourself. You gain no mechanical benefit from lying. You didn't want anybody to know that you were sleeping with him, didn't you? You were worried that we would go and blab it to the rest of the cults.
Considering my past, they would have ostracized me or done more.
If you have a past, I don't see how sleeping with the cult leader's husband could make it worse. See, that'd just be another notch in the belt.
She wasn't considered the cult leader, if you're talking about Rachel. Catherine's the
Oh.
one who led the group.
Yes, but oftentimes this person who is the right hand will see themselves as more integral than they really are. And while Rachel may have been the mouthpiece and spiritual leader, it does very much seem Rachel was the hand that got the cogs in motion. But anyway, I will have to reevaluate my thoughts on you, Lilith. I may have to change my recommendation of what to do with you in the future. But we're going to leave, and I'm going to give you some time to think about this. You have one last chance when I come back in here to tell me anything you might have left out. You've lied to me once. There won't be a second time. Alright, Francis, I believe we have a meeting with Nathaniel.
I believe we do indeed. He gets up, clacks his cane against the ground, collects his bullets. They disappear back into the hat.
Here we get back out the hallway, the door's closed. You really need to have a better way of containing those.
Francis literally reaches into the back of his coat and pulls out a fast loader. I have like a couple of these.
Then why are there some in your hat?
'Cause you never know when you might be frisked.
And
I'm
you
not
think
wrong.
And you think they're not going to check your hat?
Not to that great detail.
And you've never been to a mafia establishment? As they
No,
get moving down
no,
the hall.
Francis will follow his cane clacking its ground.
I came back at a perfect time.
Yes, you did, because you get to play Rachel.
Oh, great. Yeah, go let it out of the bag. I was going to wait until it was about time, and then be like, and now you got to deal with me, because it'd be unfair to make Karsa do all the NPCs.
Anyway.
I mean, to be fair, I just get the funny mental image of like Francis getting thrust and like, you know, he's got a T-pose for the TSA, and they're going through all the things, and then like one of them looks at the hat like, why is this hat exceptionally heavy for what it looks like? Feels along
Why
the
is it
ground,
lined with
immediately
why is it
starts
lined
feeling
with
the bullet.
metal? Because that's the first thing they'll notice. Also, the TSA didn't do its full inspection things until after the 2000s.
I'm aware.
Mm.
However,
I don't think the TSA was around
probably
it twice.
yeah, you've probably heard of the joke about the Goblin TSA.
Yes.
Anyway, is Nathaniel here?
Oh yeah, smoking
Okay.
a cigarette this entire time.
Yep. Well, Ellen Francis will come too because Vinny and Cain seem to be preoccupied with something. Cain is still having a shouting match with Bonnie. That's canon now.
That is canon.
He left, got himself worked up for some imaginary argument, ran back in there, is now yelling at her again.
Now asking, what is your real name?
He does have the
The night of the
dead
fifth.
man is the thing. He can go for 8 hours arguing in circles with her.
She's just not going to talk.
And Vinny is just there in the room with them going, can we please stop? God damn it. Alright, well. Alright, Nathaniel. We gotta catch you up on what we learned. Which, fortunately, isn't much, but we expected that.
Shoot.
Okay, so the cult is a splinter group of a group called the Order. That's the only name they have for them. If they have another name, they don't know it. The cult itself doesn't even seem to have a proper name. They believe that they are helping nature reclaim its place in the world by destroying society. The book that we found was the property of Catherine, the person that was killed when we walked into the basement initially. She was their leader. None of the other people, aside from Rachel, gesture to the one in the paddy wagon, have ever been allowed to touch it, let alone even come close to reading it. As far as the others are concerned.
Wait. Sorry, repeat that. Did you say that Rachel had seen it, or Catherine didn't allow anyone, including Rachel, to handle it?
Sorry if I was unclear on that. Rachel, from what they said, was also allowed to read it.
Okay.
Supposedly, Catherine read parts of it to them, and it was some Bible about how people started in some giant tree, and by eating a piece of fruit, they got kicked out. You know, the variation on the Garden of Eden story.
But with instructions on how to summon demons.
Yes, that's the interesting part of it. So I don't know. I haven't even tried to read the book yet, so I don't know how much of what they're saying is true. I think that.
But that's like what. So that's the implication that they got from it. Was it ever
Yes.
read aloud to them, or?
Yes, Catherine.
Okay.
That is one thing you know, is it was read aloud.
And some of us have looked at the Latin in it.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel was second in command, is now technically first in command. Here's a fun fact. One thing we didn't know that I wasn't planning on learning. Remember the decapitated man by the river? The one that they said was homeless?
Yes.
Apparently he was Rachel's husband, and Rachel killed him. And she killed him because Lilith, interviewee in room 4, is having an affair with him. Now I have some other speculations, but that's not. It is just speculation, so we don't really need to go into it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'll admit I'm not no mind reader, but it's rather strange for a dame, if a husband's having an affair, to straight up decapitate the husband, but then continue to work with and operate in close community with the gal he was having an affair with.
Yes, and this is where my speculation was coming into play. I believe that they did it, that they thought, or Catherine and Rachel thought, that they didn't have time to find to find a seventh for the ritual, and that is why Lilith is still alive. because they didn't have a backup for her, and figured she would probably just die to the demon anyway.
So was the intention that I guess I'm just not quite following what their... Obviously something went wrong. What were they expecting to happen?
So as far as the people in the cells know,
Yeah.
they thought the demon would rise up, burn a bunch of the city, and that the cult would be able to get away because they'd be in control of it. I think that's a lie. I think Catherine and Rachel knew they would get away, but the other 5 would be dead. Because the other 5 never met anyone else who participated in the summoning ritual at Salem. So I think aside from Catherine and Rachel, everybody else who participated in the summoning at Salem died during the ritual, or shortly after.
Were they aware of anything going wrong during the ritual? Because obviously something did.
Oh, we went wrong. Because we showed up.
Because we moved the cards. That's right.
Yeah.
The foci, yes.
And
It still seems strange that for a ritual that's that dependent on these things being in very specific places, that they would leave them in places where they would be very likely to be found and moved.
I think that they were I don't think this particular branch of the cult had done this many times before. And in a smaller town like Salem, it would be a lot easier to get away with it.
Fair enough. Inexperience.
Yeah, or we just got lucky.
A little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Yes. But, Francis, can you think of anything I'm leaving out?
Not particularly, no.
Book, cult, members. Oh,
Affair.
if Rachel asks, Mary for sure is dead. She's not. I'm running a ploy to get her out of the cult, and hopefully off the Order's radar too. Because she seemed generally remorseful about what was going on. And what we do with her after that is up to us, but I at least want the cult and the Order to believe she's dead.
That is why they
You'll get it right one day.
are covered in blood.
That's pig's blood.
I was about to ask about that.
No, you weren't.
No, I think he was. He was just waiting till the end.
Out of character. What happened to Beth, though? If she's for sure dead, but what about Beth?
We'll deal with that. When it's less emotionally charged, we will deal with that.
All right. What were all of their names again?
Okay, so there was Mary, Bonnie, Beth.
Bonnie or Bonnie?
Bonnie. B as in boy. And Lilith. Now, Bonnie and Lilith are not their real names, but Mary and Beth seem to be their real names, so I don't know if Rachel knows Mary and Beth by another name.
So, Mary, Beth, Bonnie, and Lilith.
Yes.
Bonnie and Lilith are not their real names, but Beth and Mary, it is their real name.
Yes.
Which is funny, now that I'm thinking about it. Because they were the most recent two to join the cult. But they weren't given names. Code names, as it were.
Or they're just choosing not to use them. Didn't ask, didn't seem relevant.
Well, fair enough.
Yes. We learned about the book. Oh, the only other thing about the book is Catherine already had it. Nobody in the rooms knew where she got it. Rachel might, but that's not information we have.
Sure. Tell us about the expanded order.
They don't know much. Yeah, they didn't know much about it. Catherine and Rachel would be the ones that would probably know more. Oh, right. Actually, thanks for reminding me of that. Rachel grew up in the order, so she definitely would know.
But Catherine did not.
Not a lot of people knew about Catherine, it seems. I would hazard a guess with how close they were. They both grew up in it. Oh, yes. Catherine and Rachel started the splinter cell of this cult because they thought that the order didn't have the spine, or how do they put it, the fortitude to make the hard decisions.
Did they seem worried about the rest of the cult at all?
Mary and Beth did because they're sisters. The others, I didn't speak to Bonnie directly. There's a barrier to entry with that conversation that's still ongoing. You vaguely hear yelling in the distance.
Mm.
Lillith, no, not really.
All right, well enough. What time is it right now?
I'll pull out a pocket watch, open their mouth, and the GM's voices will come out.
Voices? What do you
know
say?
what? Let's arbitrarily say that it's 9:30.
It's in the evening. Definitely past 9.
9 p.m. When did we get here with Heckle, Jekyll, and Clyde and whatnot?
You've probably been here, say, an hour.
All right.
Like,
Oh.
since you returned from the...
Yeah.
Yeah, when you came in and started bringing people in, it's been roughly an hour.
Well, Nathaniel, you are the professional here. I will let you... Well, not let. I think it's best that you do the interrogation of Rachel.
It probably is for the best. But it's late, and she'll keep.
Fair enough. This one seems rather fanatical. Doesn't even start to cover it, from what I've heard from the others.
I noticed.
Also, the fact that she straight up murdered somebody. I'm a little less concerned about her safety.
So what you're saying is that if she manages to die overnight, we're none the worse?
She's not going to die overnight. It's not going to get cold enough in here.
Fair enough.
Also, looks back, Hayden's still following Elle. They're not going to let her die or anything bad happen to her.
You know what? He's not directly following Elle anymore. He's about 10 feet back along the hallway, watching.
Well, a functionary, whatever, just a person. They're not going to let her die. They don't want that on their conscience. It might get a little uncomfortable for her, but she's got a blanket in there.
Yeah, the guy who basically like gave Nathaniel directions for how to get round to the back parking area, he would be hanging about there, just making sure no one goes up and messes with the weird van there.
I kind of find it funny because Elle is the one who was saying that they should not be left in the vehicle because they would be too cold, and
Well,
and yet
yeah,
Rachel's the only one who's being left in the cold. I find that
Yeah.
funny.
To be fair,
Shouldn't-
Well,
everything
it makes voices. It makes perfect sense. Elle has less sympathy for someone who murdered one person directly when that person was trying to participate in a ritual that would cause thousands of deaths than a group of people that were participating in a ritual that would cause thousands of deaths.
I find it interesting. Anyway,
For
I mean,
moving
everything
on.
we've
it's
learned,
also the fact that everything that they've said has essentially told us that they weren't necessarily, fully 100% believing everything.
Al treated the people like people and the monster like a monster.
should we at least give their little quote-unquote Bible another look in? It's on a lectern in there.
You can go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. I'm going to go get a drink.
Bring me something.
Great, now you're making me come back.
Yep.
The voices aren't being as loud. Bring me something too.
You can go with him. I'm going to go and do the academic approach.
But, I mean, Nathaniel can help with that.
True.
Unless you have something else you'd like to do. At some point, you both have to sleep, too.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning on going to sleep right now. Like,
Fair enough.
she can wait.
Francis, however, will go and take another look at the grimoire.
Okay.
Also, the situation that the van is being left in now is different than being left in some fucking park with completely exposed elements. We're in a park.
True.
It'll be
True. True.
Given what we've learned in this case, she deserves to cool her heels a little.
All right.
Hold on,
And
Cain.
But,
and everybody has joined the side of the cultists. Francis is getting 5,000 harm.
no, we have just decided you have joined the side of the cultist and you're getting 5,000 harm.
Yeah, you're getting a one-way trip to the remains of the Tower of Babel.
But I will bring Francis a drink, and then I need to step away for a few minutes.
All right.
Yeah, so Francis will open the grimoire, take a sip of the drink, and put the drink to the side.
And then you will take 5,000 harm because you read the foreword, and it turns out this is the Telenecronomicon. I'm actually looking for what you get for
Just knowing the Latin.
Yeah, you unfortunately, I'm not gonna have you actually get like a bajillion mental scarring. You've already got too much mental scarring. It's fine. You'll live.
My mental scars have mental scars!
Pretty much.
It's scarception!
All right. So, you are looking into the grimoire. Francis, correct?
You're doing some
Correct.
research, yeah.
All right. Let me look at your.
Always looking is to see if any stories inside this quote-unquote cult's Bible were actually being read to them, or if it was just like the church in the 1600s, proselytizing, creating stories of whatever, just to...
That's pretty much what a lot of the regular first half of the book is.
Smart money's on that Latin. Like, Latin was not actually Latin the way you think it is.
No, but I'm also a school teacher.
No, what I mean is the fact that the book is written in Latin automatically tells us it's not really that old.
True. Doesn't however mean that somebody's made these rituals to work. Francis is notably not reading any words aloud, because in his experience, reading from a grimoire aloud tends to,
This book
tiny
is
bit messy.
very ornate and very handwritten.
Yes. So I'm assuming as he turns back to the first page, there's no, like, forward or date that it was written?
No, this is handwritten. And,
So there's no, like, Lesser Key of Solomon by Aleister Crowley.
and it's kind of funny, because it has Rachel's name on it.
Ooh, now this is interesting. Because Rachel's the one that's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why, then, is this book titled to Rachel's? There's no sign of like anybody using like a strike through blotter, right?
No.
Like, so. Ooh, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting.
What are you a professor of?
Words, funnily enough.
Letters, so he would know Latin.
Oh damn it! No, this actually you will actually get a bonus on this. You know what? I want you to roll sharp.
Please.
Okay, what's my bonus?
You get a 1 for being a professor of letters. It's actually very high.
Damn. Full
And a full
success.
success. Oh, I'm still no bitches. Woo!
Yep, you are still no bitches. So Francis, no bitches Lake. Something that you definitely pick up on. That your benefit of being a professor of letters wins you over Nathaniel's language knowledge is not only is there several different languages used in places throughout that clearly seem to be more about obscuring what's being said from people that don't know multiple languages versus actually trying to properly hide the content. Because obviously if you know the languages, you 100% know
Right.
it. There's no
It's like the guy. It's like what's his name who hid his mortality inside a duck egg inside a sheep or whatever.
No. It's the information is there if you know the language.
Right.
That's the point. Like it's not encoded within like really weird spellings or whatever. You know, there's no code.
It's just a foreign language
yeah. But
that realistically any chucklehead could have accidentally read.
But what you definitely do pick up on is that towards the start of the book, like the parts that are clearly written by the book's owner, you would wager the specific wording and spelling of various things definitely goes back to like how people would write at least a century ago.
Oh.
Like in theory, no one alive today would write in that manner.
Oh. Interesting. And as you skim through the rest of the book, trying to find the right fucking lingo.
Yeah. Yeah, as you scroll through those pages on the tablet in your hand.
We are somehow 100 years into the future.
Yeah, what was the rest of your comment?
I assume that some of the entries start getting more and more recent.
Yeah, you can tell from the language that the further on in the specific spelling and such that yeah, there's a clear change in how things are being written. That, you know, of course, based on your education of how languages form and adjust over time, basically follows the correct path. If this is someone trying to forge this style of writing, they are exceptionally good at it.
And he'll take out his own little notepad and make a note of that.
Yeah, if pressed for an answer, you would definitely lean towards this appears to be legitimate. This isn't someone faking this writing style. And of course, as you're going through, you're coming across also like pages that are depicting various occult rituals, things for like binding people to places, or you know, calling upon demons to do your bidding and such. And none of it appears to be any kind of disbelief. Like notes written about these rituals, and there's a bit of stuff like you find a ritual at one point that's essentially how to commune with animals, right? And it initially states like, you know, you need this many candles and you need this specific symbol and such, and you'll notice that there's bits that have been scored out where it will say like you need 12 candles of this material. You'll see that at one point it mentions
like a Half-Blood Princess spell book or a potion book.
Kinda, but I'm actually referring to the thing that's a reference of, which is the stuff like, at one point you find it says, oh, you need like a pint of goat's blood to do this ritual. You'll see it's actually scored out and it says 3 vials of mouse blood.
So somebody's had this book for quite a long time and found substitutes that work. And if anything, are just as effective.
Not all of the rituals have those kind of adjustments and updates to them, but clearly this is a lot of knowledge that's been collected over a long period of time. And
Impossible for any one person to have just done on their own.
seemingly, but you know, again, that thing with, you know, your ability with words is, you do notice that, you know,
It's the
anytime
same handwriting.
Yeah, anytime you notice like misspellings, it's the same misspellings. You know, and yeah, the handwriting does evolve over time, but it still maintains a lot of, you know, similarities. Again, if pushed on a yes or no answer, you kind of feel like you would lean towards this supports being one writer, but how could that be possible for the age of this?
Because the handwriting matches the notes in the margins, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just getting that all actually down in the real world.
There is also the fact that you would notice as well that like the writing on the notes is clearly much older, or not much older. It's like newer, but it's also like spread throughout the book because it's a little bit cluster, you know, of what goes where. It's not like chapter 1 forward, chapter 2 all the evil stuff I did, chapter 3 how to summon Satan. You know, it's kind of
How I did it by Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a cluster. Everything's all over the place. That there's no rhyme or reason to why like this ritual, which is for summoning a huge fire demon, is like number 4, and yet number 18 is, you know, how to park your car properly. I don't know why park your car came to mind, but it's something completely mundane.
And then the exact last chapter, how to unsummon the demon.
Well, back. So, your cliff notes.
No, I'm not back. I'm the opposite of front.
Which may include some horizontal movement, but it depends.
You shouldn't go cliff notes as an out of character. You should actually do it in character.
Yeah, except L's not here in character.
Yeah, so wait till we're in scene.
Fair enough. Okay, this is interesting though, Francis says, just shotgunning the last of the drink and looking down the book. All the handwriting in here seems to have been written by the same person, and it's Rachel's name written inside the cover. We need to talk to the others as soon as we can. Though I could see that you're falling asleep, feel free to pick a chair. He says to Nathaniel.
I mean, to be fair, she will keep till the next day.
Yeah, Francis will just close the book and just tip back in his chair a little. He'll lean forward so that the chair comes down rather hard onto the floor again.
I was about to ask you if you were going to sleep in the rocking chair.
No, that I have done that in the real world and have gotten hurt every time I've done it.
I was going to dent your hat and everything.
You did the head; it goes off like a fucking bullet.
Well, that's what you get for keeping bullets in your hat.
True.
You got a new haircut, a terminal haircut.
Ew. Anyway.
And he picks up the book, moves it to a different lectern, and puts another heavy book on top of it to conceal it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just one of
Preferably a copy of the Lesser Key to Solomon.
There's one of the other researchers hanging out in the room watching you, like, with a clear expression of, what the hell are you doing?
God damn, I almost said my Pathfinder character's name. Fuck! Francis will go over to the bookshelves, because this is the library, or at least your guys' archives room, and see if he can find a copy of the Lesser Key to Solomon.
Okay, in the 10 minutes it takes you to give up, when you come back, you find the book is not there. It's sitting on the table in a box, with a little note pinned on top of it saying, "This is how we keep the evil books."
Well, I was looking for the Lesser Key of Solomon, which is another evil book, as it were.
Yeah, why are you trying to cover one Dark Grimoire with another?
Technically, it's only Volume 1.
I still believe the Lesser Key of Solomon is the one that has the 72 names of the Infernal Dukes of Hell.
Yep.
You see how this is a problem, right?
Yes.
Take the book on how to summon
It's a bit
demons.
weird
take
that they
the
have
book
this
on
under
how
lock
to,
and key. You can pick this up at any bookstore in the country.
True.
Like seriously, it's like seriously. The latest printing was just what 10 years ago.
Give or take, yeah.
You
I
also
do my
don't have
research.
to worry. You don't have to worry about a half goat man coming in asking where they keep the evil books. Yeah, they keep it for what?
Because in fact, for entertainment, you can still buy them at a fucking bookstore.
Like seriously, there's a whole spiritualist movement going on right now.
Yeah,
This thing is
isn't
selling
done.
like hotcakes.
This isn't Dunwich. You're not in Arkham University. You're not in Miskatonic.
No, but seriously, I could head down to the local bookstore, ask to see their occult section, pick this up for maybe $1.
Yeah, the Lesser Key to Solomon is a big book, but it was cheap.
So yeah, you're going to get some rest. That's
Yes.
sensible.
Yeah, he's gonna put 2 chairs together and sleep across it.
You do know there are other places to sleep here.
Yeah,
But you're
He's a
gonna do
teacher.
that.
You
but
think
you're gonna do that anyway. Okay.
he's a teacher. You think he hasn't slept in his office? And with that, I'm gonna go get a beer.
Say about MM meetings.
Back to what we were doing.
But
So long as you can fit it in your hat, you can stay.
this is how Houdini did it. He used a body double, and that guy actually died.
Legit, I believe it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, anybody else doing anything that night?
Well, the important question is, who's pranking Francis for sleeping in the library between 2 chairs?
Nobody, because I have friends that do that, or that have done that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did that in college, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is, when people are sleeping like that, and you prank them and they jolt awake, it kind of hurts, because the chairs separate.
I mean, that was the whole point. It's supposed to prove this was a bad idea.
Hold on, he'll wake up with back pain. He'll understand why it's a bad idea in the morning.
Oh, that's very true, yeah.
Yeah. He will
So,
hurt.
Francis is
Well,
having
Nathaniel,
a
I suppose, will spend some. Nathaniel, I suppose, will spend some time trying to concoct some kind of plan of attack, at least as far as trying to get information out of Rachel's.
Okay.
Going over
As
notes.
Francis is starting to drift off, he'll say, "We're dealing with something much bigger than what we think we are." And he'll just conk out there.
A Yeti?
That's what she said.
You just hear that cackle from down the hallway, wherever Elle happens to be.
Yeah,
You don't know how they heard it, but they did.
I don't think the term Heyo exists at this point in time, so you probably get a Yowza.
Do not, at this
Gotcha,
point,
gotcha.
youch.
Okay. I mean, you know what? I am totally prepared to say if you're spending some time to like prep beforehand, what would actually be a good role for that? Because effectively, I kind of want to give it like you get like say like 1 or 2 plus ones that you could use whenever you want.
Oh, let me look at his character sheet.
I'd argue an argument could be made for cool.
Yeah, that would help.
I mean, my
Or
argument would be.
possibly Charm, or,
Charm
like,
would
it's
help
up to
as
you.
well.
I mean, my argument would be like, you could just give him the bonus. You don't have to make him roll here if he's taking the extra time.
Yeah, we'll give you a bonus to your charm. Which will effectively make it a 0 charm.
Wait, you remember
0
the
is
boy
not
who's got a
negative.
minus charm?
This makes
You'll
sense.
notice there's a reason I've been letting you guys handle most of the interrogations.
You know what? Fair enough. Wait, what's my
Nathaniel
turn
knows where
at?
his strengths lie. You don't get to be a boy as long as he has without knowing.
You know
where
what? Fair
your
enough. I've got a +1 to charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
you'll...
you know what? Yeah, for the purposes of your interview, you don't have a -1 to charm because you are taking the time to
really think it out.
think out how you're gonna deal with this problem.
This book, like calling over in the morning, because again, we're in no hurry. Take a brief moment to talk to double check
Mhm.
with L and the professor, and just seeing. They did say you said that Rebecca's name was in. Sorry, Rachel's name was in this.
Mhm.
Where?
I said it was, and it's on the cover.
No, it's not on the cover. It's
Or
like
inside the
several
book.
pages in.
Hmm.
Because remember, when you initially looked through the book, you were basically scanning through it for relevant information.
Yes. And after that, the handwriting seems to be hers.
And the book was originally Catherine's, or at least she provided it,
Allegedly.
allegedly. Yeah.
I wonder. And damn, I wish Raiden were here. /Cain. I wonder if we're dealing with individuals who have artificially extended their life.
Well, Rachel isn't exactly, It could just be a coincidence. Like, Rachel is not exactly an uncommon name, even historically.
True.
Heck, there were Tiffany's in the 1200s.
Yeah, that's where we get the Tiffany problem from. I think. Tiffany paradox. I think that's what it's called.
It's the Tiffany problem, but yes. So, still, fairly... Just trying to remember, like, the way they interacted, the way with the book. Is there any indication that this book is important?
It's a fucking grimoire.
Well,
Beyond its usefulness as a grimoire.
important in what way?
Like it might be a diary of some description? Potentially.
Would she
Is there-
react if I threatened to burn it? Or if I started burning it?
I think we tried that already and it didn't work.
No, we didn't try to do anything with it. We decided that keeping him was the best option. Cain.
I'm discussing
suggested
potentials. I'm discussing potentials and hypotheticals here.
No, I know.
Just-
I am correcting Francis. That's it. I mean, we could try. See what happens.
Quickly check through the library. Do they have any books that bear a superficial similarity to this?
They have books that have are similarly aged. There are a few books that essentially come across as like, a mixture of a journal and, how to summon demons 101, but aren't specific. They aren't exactly the same.
Well, I'm not. I'm looking for like a normal book, like not one that's not like
You will find several books that are similarly aged.
Yeah, if you're talking about just like the kind of design on the cover and such, then yeah, there's nothing expressly like unique about it's more the content of the book rather than the book itself.
No, I want something that resembles the book itself rather.
He's going to make it.
To explain the plan. To explain the potential plan. Yeah, would be to take a book that looks similar enough from a distance, tear page by page out of it, and burn them.
I mean, yeah, you could definitely find something.
Francis will just pop out to the nearest bookshop.
Okay, you're gone for 2.5 hours.
I mean, just take one from the fucking MIT library.
You know what?
That's my
Fair
point.
enough. You know what? Fair enough. I work here. I can pay for this.
But like, preferably one that's doesn't actually cost that much to replace.
Yeah, you could probably find
MIT is
something
new.
in
They won't cost that much to
the
replace.
tax district.
I work for a government employee's salary. Okay, like I don't exactly.
Yeah, you could definitely rustle up like a textbook or whatever that's superficially close enough, as long as you take a
Francis will
if
just
you
bring a
take
copy of
short
one of his
time.
own.
Yeah, you could definitely take like half an hour and like kind of scuff up the cover of something very similar and make it look on a glance to be likely the same book.
So long as you're in a dark room and it's still being held like 2 feet away.
You know how long 2 feet is, right?
5 feet away.
That's better.
Well, actually, I was going more on the lines of just opening the back door to the wagon, because she's been in darkness for what, 12, 16 hours by this point,
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Well,
and full fire going.
oh yeah. I mean, based on like adaptation and that, yeah, you could definitely put something together that's close enough,
Convincing enough?
Yeah, that's convincing enough.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm going
Francis
to
just
get
comes out with
a
one of the
little,
textbooks he wrote.
I'm gonna try and get a little like there's a word for it, but it's not coming to mind, like brazier maybe. Just a little like cauldron fire pit thing.
Yeah, brazier.
Brazier would be the best word.
Carry it over. Set it as I described. In near the back of the wagon. Put some kindling and various. Put some kindling and wood nearby, though not in the cauldron just yet, along with like a big box of matches. And I will put the. I will take the 2 books, the fake grimoire and the real one. I will put the fake grimoire just off to the side of the wagon's entrance, so it's impossible to see it when the door is open. Does that make sense visually?
Yes.
Okay. I'll then knock on the wagon door. And then open it. And say, oh, who am I kidding? I don't care if you're ready.
Ready or not, here. Wait, I don't care.
Yeah, she's effectively sitting back. Describe for me how you had her restrained.
It would have been arms chained together, legs chained to the floor in a sitting position. But there's literally a bench. So arms chained together, legs chained around like a support on the bench.
Yeah. Were her hands chained in front or behind?
In front.
In front. Okay, yeah. So yeah, when you open the door, she's kind of leaning against the back end of the van, the paddy wagon, sitting on the bench. Like she's clearly been asleep and she's just waking up.
Yep. Howdy, Rachel. Had a change of heart?
She just stares at you, like leaning forward so that she's got the space and everything to move and like rub her eyes a bit. Kind of grunts at you.
I need a yes or a no.
And she sort of sits up and goes, "For what?"
About just answering a few questions. Hold up the grimoire. Like this.
Oh.
Where did you get it?
She kind of leans forward a little bit, looking, kind of eyes squinting.
Oh, you know what this is.
That's Catherine's. And she, like, clearly makes a point of, as she says, "Oh, that's Catherine's," she leans back, kind of glancing towards the front of the truck, so away from you.
And do you know where she got it?
No, she was our leader. I don't know.
Rachel,
Mm,
don't lie to me. We've been talking to your friends. They say this whole thing was your idea. Well, most of them said it. Mary didn't get a chance to say much before. Well, that's a tale for another time.
So you pretended to kill the pure girl, did you?
Is the voice talking to me or is Rachel?
Oh, this is Rachel.
Pretending? I'm not pretending anything.
Oh, please.
Look,
I heard your argument.
my androgynous friend went out to talk to her, and the next time I saw them, they were covered in blood.
I can't
Heard the
lie.
story, turned my stomach, it did.
Well, then it must be very easy.
What must be easy?
Turning
I'm
your
not
stomach.
following, Rachel.
Turning your stomach.
Alright. Still haven't answered my question, though. Where did the book come from? Did it come from this order?
Androgynous friend.
Catherine had the book.
Uh-huh. And where did she get the book?
I don't know. She always had the book.
Uh-huh.
You could definitely tell from her tone of voice that she's just taking the piss.
Well, if you don't know, and I think it's a bit too dangerous leaving around, we'll just have to get rid of it. Yeah. Toss the grimoire off towards the outside side of the van, close to where the fake grimoire is.
Yeah, you'll hear the notable
Over.
thud.
Yeah, go over. Start, putting the kindling into the brazier, getting it all set up.
Francis will
Striking the
provide a
match.
bottle of grain alcohol.
Yeah, pouring some grain out on it.
While you're doing this, like the very moment you disappear off to the side, I assume at least Francis can see her.
Yes.
Oh yeah, well you definitely see her just like lean back with a kind of, here we go. She's like, she tests if she can actually reach her leg across to put her foot on the opposite bench, opposite side of the paddy wagon.
As soon as the fire is going, I go over, grab the fake grimoire, keeping my distance, opening up to the first page. Well, nobody even really reads prefaces anyway. Tear the page off, toss it into the fire.
She just kind of watches for a moment as And the page combusts and then says, "Well, you've just proven what I thought.
Which is...
I'd like to see you try that with the real book."
Oh, I was right.
Francis gets smacked on the back of the head from around the corner, where Ella's just kind of leaning up against the truck, out of sight, smoking a cigarillo. Because you just gave away information.
He sees the hand come across. Oh, is that your what did you call them? Your androgynous friend? She kind of leans forward as if she's trying to see around the door, and then, oh well, she kind of sits back.
Rachel! And at this point, like, just drop the book directly into the fire. I don't think you understand the situation that you're in.
And pray tell what that might be.
We know what you were doing.
Do you?
We know why you were going to do it.
Do you?
And we have no sympathy for you or your cause.
I don't ask for any.
Now, we have no reason to turn you over to the police, but we definitely can't let you leave. So you need to think very carefully about being very useful very soon.
I see.
We'll look around a bit.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Francis will look around a bit. Is, what's her name? The shop owner that, Cain typically goes to somewhere in the locale?
Not
I mean,
at
if you
the
want to take an
moment.
hour's drive, you'll find her.
Yeah.
Wow, so she's
does-
not
she-
near the...
She doesn't
Archive
stay
today.
there all the time.
Darn. Oh, well.
Unlike Ashley,
This is
who's
also
there most of the
perfect.
time.
Yeah, and this is also first thing in the morning. Like, Kara ain't gonna be there for like several hours, likely.
Especially if it's morning.
I mean, there are other people that may be able to get whatever you're intent on looking for. You know, but you'd have to go and speak to them, which would be back in the archive building.
Well, Francis was considering picking up the book, walking away, and seeing what price she'd offer for it. He's not going to say this out
I
loud.
have a feeling that if you tried that, you'd probably get two backhanders.
I do not take evil-looking spellbooks!
Okay, right. Well, in that case, she waits the like 8 seconds before casually turning on the bench to face the back where the doors are open. Just kind of said, "So, what next? What's your next point? Because you failed to burn my book."
Francis will start making his way back into the building, taking out his
Rachel,
revolver
I
as he does
don't
so.
think you get it. This is a fixing expedition. We are looking for information from you, but we don't need it. We have the book. We have the book. Your little splinter from the Order, it's gone. It's dealt with. The only reason we're having this
Literally at that
conversation
point,
is you
she
might.
drowns out whatever you next say by just laughing her ass off at that statement. They're like a full-on guffaw.
Oh, really? I said something funny. Can't you
Yeah,
elaborate?
she's like one step down from maniacal evil laughter, but she could go there.
It
ends
does
up, like,
feel like
filling the-
Can't you fill me in on the joke?
Yeah, she'll laugh for like a solid 10 seconds or so, and then be like, dabbing a thumb at her eyes as if to get rid of the tears. Like, Oh, I do love a good charade. Yes, I'm entirely at your mercy and never going to be able to put together another Splinter Cell. Oh, it's absolutely terrible.
If Francis will turn around at this,
And then her entire demeanor changes from like clearly just having a laugh at this entire situation to now deadly serious. Where she'll look specifically at you and say, "So what do you exactly plan to do, or are we just going to sit here and metaphorically measure ourselves?" I am woefully unequipped.
That'll get a laugh back from Nate. That'll get a laugh back from Nathaniel.
so are we gonna measure dicks? Because I'm sure yours is bigger.
Indeed it is. Francis, thanks for sharing.
That gets a chuckle. Like clearly she is finding that amusing. That you basically
Francis
just think
will
of
Francis will whip back around. His revolver's still out, and his cane now notably firmly against the ground.
To add
And
to the
he is
joke-
staring her down.
Never mind.
Okay, she looks at her feet and then she looks back up at you and says, "I'm not wearing boots."
Did my facepalm just get caught on the mic by any chance?
Ever
Vaguely.
so slightly.
Yes.
Nathaniel will glance over at Elle, like, and sort of shrug, like. I'm assuming Elle is off to the side, not visible from the back.
Yeah, I was just off to the side. They're listening. Well, I guess I have one idea. I don't really know if it's going to do anything.
All right, I'll
Is,
take the backup though.
Is Ashley here?
Remember, I've got Plan B.
Ashley's within the area, yeah.
What are you doing
Francis,
taking
keep an eye on
pregnancy?
him for a second, will you?
What are you doing taking birth control?
You get slapped again.
Hey, he said he has Plan B.
That hasn't been invented yet.
Yeah, that goes on the shelf for preparation H.
What
I'm gonna have to leave that in there, aren't I?
Nathaniel's getting his gun.
fair enough.
Francis literally has a gun with so fucking bullets.
Do you actually have like Plan B carved into the wood part of the gun?
Yes.
Nice.
He does now.
Alright, but Elle will write up a list to Ashley. I need these components if you wouldn't mind. You should have them on hand.
Oh, of course, of course. Let me look at this list. And what do you have on this list? A bunch of components for what?
Salt, silver shavings, a little bit of mercury, and like some chalk.
Oh, I can get these easy. Just give me 2 minutes.
Are you doing what I think you're going to do?
No, guaranteed not.
So after 2 minutes, she will have all of the things that are on the list, and then she'll hand them over to you. Will this do?
Thank you. And yes, and then Elle's going to put out the fire that Nathaniel
She's a
already
little
started.
bit cheerful today.
Oh, did you actually manage to get to a dinner last night?
Finally.
Oh, I don't think
You look like you needed something good. You look like you needed a hearty meal.
It's been so long since I've been at a dinner, and I finally got to one.
Did you get something stiffened yet?
There's all the buzz around about the fires and everything.
Elle turns to Francis.
What did
With
you
a
just
look of,
say? Because she
Did
gives
you just steal my joke?
She looks at him. What did you just say?
Elle immediately goes back to what they were doing to let Francis die on this hill alone.
Karsa, did you miss what I said?
No, she caught it.
I totally missed it, actually.
Oh,
What
And
if-
Francis would literally turn and ask, "Did you get something stiffened yet, at least?" And there's the sigh.
Not only the time, but she ignores you for the rest of the day.
You know what? Yeah, she answered with that sigh initially, and then she says, "Actually, yes, aged 23 years."
Nice.
Oh, what's his major? As Ella's drawing something on the ground now with the chalk.
Immediately replies back, "Alcoholism."
Oh. Scotch or Irish?
Irish.
Wait,
No,
who
they
got
need
you
not
the
apply.
components?
Bailey's.
No,
So Irish, got it.
Bailey's.
Bailey's
Who
would
got
be
you the
23 years
components?
age.
I know.
Oh, Ashley, the second of the, just under Hayden.
yeah.
Ashley, could you be a doll? Give me some cotton.
Sure, I can do that.
What do you need cotton for?
She'll shove a hand in one pocket of the lab coat and pull out a handful.
Have them all the time.
That's oddly specific for you to carry around, but much appreciated.
Need it all the time. You would not be you would not believe how many times I have to have a cotton ball every single day.
And this is when we learned that Ashley actually has a lab coat of holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
If she pulled open one side, she would just immediately become the merchant.
Leah!
She won't buy it for a high price, but she does have a vast selection of chemical and chemical-related wares.
Fair enough.
All right. Hand
I
you.
mean, yeah, he's effectively the head of the labs at
Sheesh.
MIT, where she was then, hired by Hayden.
Yeah. She would definitely have cotton balls because those would be used quite often for several different things, including cleaning off smears from glass.
It's much appreciated. I'll take 2 little cotton balls. That's all I need.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm biting my tongue on that comment. That could be taken in so many ways.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Microscope glass. Have you ever seen those little plates?
Oh,
Yep,
you're
take
just
it.
making it worse.
Taking shots in the face.
Karsa!
Got it.
Karsa! 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 Quit while
Yeah.
you are ahead! Or getting ahead.
No,
You're digging a hole. You're
What are you
almost gonna kill you.
let's resolve this. Elle, what are you doing?
So Ella's drawing something where the other fire used to be and starts putting the salt, silver shavings, and the mercury over it. And then they put their hand over it, and a new fire starts, but this time it's silver fire. Do you know what this is? Look over
No.
at, not you.
So, Rachel kind of leaned forward in the truck as if it would give her some kind of better view. I'd say it's some kind of supernatural fire. Am I supposed to be intimidated by it?
Not you. Holds the grimoire over it. This will be.
She gestures like almost. I'm trying to think how to actually describe this because I can't directly show. She basically does that like sort of head and shoulder like shift that's as if to say, "Go on then."
All right. I would like to enact a use magic roll to destroy this book.
Oh, you really are going to destroy the book?
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm done with
Okay.
idle threats on this bitch.
Oh. Okay. Give us a moment to
Go for
speak
it.
together.
You got it.
We are probably right about to enter combat, boys.
With what? She's chained down.
The book itself.
I mean, that's fine. Nathaniel's got his fucking gun out. You got your gun out. I can just punch it. I really don't give a shit.
No, fair enough.
It has come to the point and I think Nathaniel agree with me on this, that bluffs don't count anymore. It's either you do the thing and see how she reacts, or you don't do anything.
To be fair, I completely agree on your standpoint there. Yeah, the threat means nothing if you don't follow through.
Yeah, but kind of had plans for that. Like, I hope the expression on Nathaniel's face of like, wait, no, you're not actually like.
Oh yeah, no, they are.
Is clue enough? Is indication enough to her that like.
Well, okay. Out of character. If I drop it in and it starts actually getting destroyed, and she reacts, I will kick it over to you
Okay,
to put out.
we are ready.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously she has no idea about that. So
Yeah.
yeah, she is all bravado. Like, go for it.
Yep. Now, well, let's see how bad I fuck this up. Basic success. I'll take it. Which means I will take the glitch of problematic side effect.
Problematic side effect.
Yeah, we gotta look at your paper right now.
Because of the 5, the 2 that made the most sense were effect is weakened and problematic side effect.
Mhm.
Does she actually have anything for that?
No, okay, so when you use magic, on a 10+, it works without any issue, and I do what I'm going to do. On a 7 to 9, it works perfectly. I choose an effect and a glitch. You guys determine the actual, like, specifics of the glitch. So, like, problematic side effect can be anything you guys want, as long as you think it makes sense for what's going on. It doesn't have to be directly related to me.
I can think of a few that would be like situation appropriate, though I hate them.
That's kind of the point of the glitch. It's kind of why I don't like using magic, especially when I'm rolling with a -1.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point.
You are literally playing an angel. How do you have a -1 to weird?
Dude, you would be surprised at the stat spreads for fucking angels, man, for divines.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I could have done this. Like,
I couldn't have. I'm the flake, and I've got a -1 to weird, as I recall.
Yeah, I wanted the boosted charm and cool, which unfortunately came with the -1 weird.
Oh, never mind. I have a +1 to weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have the lowest weird of the party. And I've talked to the GMs and I've laid out kind of why I think that would be to them.
I mean, it's fine. Like, voices. What happened?
I think they're conferring.
Yeah, we're and there's furious conferring going on here.
This is the second time I've used magic. The second time I'm like, let's see if I could get a 1, like an actual 1, because I rolled boxcars with a -1.
Rolled boxcars?
Oh right, backwards. Snake eyes.
So boxcars is dual 6s.
Yes, because if you line them up vertically, they look like train cars.
I never thought about that before, but that actually sounds pretty apt. Yes, that's why you said it.
Except I fucked up and I didn't in fact mean snake eyes.
Alright, Nav, I'll let you choose which one.
Alright. Okay, yeah, so when you describe how you're putting the book into the file?
I am just dropping it.
Just dropping it. Right. Okay, so when
Remember, it works, but it has an unintended side effect.
Oh well, it works insofar as there is an ever so slight crispiness to the book now. It's actually functionally undamaged. It has some singes around it, as does your hand. Like you basically get what you would have gotten if you touched any of the cards directly. You get a like searing pain. It's not enough to actually like physically harm you, but your hand really fucking hurts.
Can I roll a sharp roll to see if anything's changed physically with our captive?
No.
Damn.
You can see that nothing has changed. Like she is smug as shit.
She hasn't suddenly turned into like an old crone.
No.
Damn.
Although, to be fair, what you will notice in regards to her is that even though she's been basically sat in the back of a cold truck for the most part, so her skin is ever so slightly reddened from the fact of basically being sitting there cold all night. There is a slight kind of patchiness that appears like a few bits may have gotten slightly more red, but you can't really tell if this is like some kind of magical connection to the book or if she's just like annoyed that you would actually attempt it on the book. But she's also clearly smug as well because she knew that was basically zero threat on the book.
Alright. Nathaniel will look at L. Plan B?
Yeah, do what you gotta do. I knew this was gonna take some time anyway.
Nathaniel puts takes the cotton, puts a little bit in each ear, and then he'll climb into the back of the wagon and close the door, bringing in like a small lantern.
This isn't gonna end well for him, Francis says.
Yeah. Oh, look at Ashley. You know what? We all might need those.
Francis goes and gets proper earplugs.
But what it's worth, we already established that the paddy wagon is soundproof.
Yeah, but we're still gonna be dealing with like the ringing of metal because there's still vibrations and all that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be anywhere near as bad for us. Yes, you are right.
It's going to be loud because we're in close proximity, though.
The noise we're getting is the vibrations of the truck, not the actual gun.
Yeah, it's still going to be loud.
Alright. I'm going to explain there's a new game I discovered recently. It's called Hangman. We're gonna play a variation of it. It's called Shoot Bitch.
Yeah,
So
as you claim in and close the doors and start explaining this to you, she does obviously focus her sight on you, and she is giving you the daggers.
Okay, I'm not bothered by this at all.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just explaining what she's doing.
Yeah. So the way it works is, I'll ask a question, and then, if I don't like the answer, I shoot bitch. So question 1, shoot her in the leg.
Damn, just go straight for it.
You just shoot her?
Yeah.
In the leg.
You actually shoot her.
With a shotgun.
This is not a shotgun.
I'm pretty sure it's a Tommy gun.
This is not a Tommy gun. I'm using my revolver.
Fair enough.
All right, so are you using blanks or are you using real?
Real guns.
So you actually are shooting. She's supposed to be bleeding right now, right?
Has anything I said caused anyone confusion but you?
I'm being clear because there's about to be something that happens outside.
That is fine.
All right. The ones of you who has the book.
It's still in the fire. I'm just leaving it.
The book is actually starting to get singed.
Right. Well. Right. What exactly are you doing in regards to the book?
I'm just leaving it there. I want to see what happens.
All right. Okay. So when you hear the gunshot go off, and there's an initial kind of like yelp of pain that seems way less than it should, considering for Nathaniel's purposes, she's definitely not acting like someone who just got kneecapped.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you actually shoot her directly in the knee, or is it like in the thigh?
Knee.
Okay, yeah. She
doesn't act like she got kneecapped.
She reacts in pain. There is like a spurt of blood, but then it kind of passes way entirely too quick for it. There's a bullet hole in her knee, but it doesn't like bleed or anything. However, outside the van, those standing nearby that can see it, at the moment of that gunshot, the flames kind of burst as a bullet hole shows up on the book cover. Like it blowed a bunch of like ash and not ash, but like sparks everywhere.
Francis will suddenly jump back from the silver fire.
Elle just looks down, raises an eyebrow, and cocks their head.
Well, that
Oh,
confirms
so
one
sorry. Got a
suspicion of mine.
little overexcited. Went off early. You know how it is. 1 out of every 10 men. So
Okay, and Kyler's just like rubbing her knee, she's giving you that look as if, oh fuck you asshole.
So let's start. Where'd you get the book?
Where did you get any book?
Shoot the other knee.
Ow! Yeah, she starts saying, ow, that stings. And then, yeah, when you shoot the other, it's, ow! What the fucking asshole!
So to explain Hangman, I realized
And
I
then,
forgot
of course,
to
the exact same thing happened
Yes.
another point on the cover.
Okay, no. If he's gonna keep doing that, we definitely need a roll.
Well, as you can make your statement, Nathaniel.
Well, my statement was, Two-Pitch, much like Hangman, only lasts for a certain number of rounds. And if the person playing the game doesn't get, the correct answer in time, it goes first one leg, then the other, then one arm, then the other, then the head.
You know what? Okay, you're gonna get to use your thing now here. Yeah. So give me a charm roll. 'Cause
Mhm.
you're trying to manipulate her, and she's clearly not as phased as you would expect someone to be, considering you've shot her in both knees.
Fair enough. May I still apply the plus
Yes.
1 bonus? Yes, okay.
Big bucks, no whammies. Minor whammy.
I mean, it isn't going to push him to a new level of success, but I am going to help out regardless.
Yeah, go for it.
Elle is going to kick the book out of the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, Ashley's still in the room, so she's gonna see this. But Elle's going to form a fist and then punch the book using Divine Smite.
Oof.
Okay, as you're doing that, and Nathaniel does basically his manipulate a 10.
Well, I failed my help out roll, so it does nothing.
Oh damn.
You should get an experience.
That's actually kind of funny that happened like that. So yeah, in the brief moment, you kind of get the impression, Nathaniel, you kind of get the impression that the slight sort of extra redness immediately sort of dissipates from her skin, goes back to looking like she should for having spent that amount of time in the van. And
Well, for the record, so you understand, I did say that I closed the door out after myself so that there weren't gunshots ringing out in the courtyard. I have no idea what's going on out there.
And they have no idea what's going on in there either.
Apart from
I
the
know.
gunshots,
I,
when they
just,
ring
I want
off
to make
the...
sure. I'm making sure that the voices understand.
yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
I
yeah,
have an idea. You climbed in with a gun, and then bullet holes appeared on the book. I have an idea what's going on in there.
I get it, yeah. I'm saying I have no idea what's going on out there, so...
Yeah, yeah, that's 100%. Unless they expressly make you aware, you don't know what's going on with that. Which is also kind of why I'm saying, like, at this point when Elle kicks the book out, it's the exact same point. Like, this is when the camera immediately switches back, and you kind of see the slight extra redness dims ever so slightly on her.
Nobody else knows, but Yeah.
Francis will look at Elle. I've got a feeling that she's connected to the book in more ways than one.
Oh, I know. And I have a thought on what to do. After, like, they pull their hand back having done nothing. Gonna need a little more oomph on this one.
100%. I expected your answer to they're connected in more ways than one to be, you think?
Do you think she's a witch?
When you do punch the book, though, on the inside of the van, what Nathaniel sees is effectively there's an ever so faint, like, shimmer, almost, like, across the... Because she's wearing a, what was it, a shawl, essentially, right? What was it, like, blanket that she's got around her. It does leave, like, the upper part of her chest bare, because, you know, her clothing was basically barbecued by a big pissed off demon earlier. So, she's effectively naked other than that, shawl. So yeah, there's a pattern. Oh god, for some reason my brain is stuck on, like, you know, tribal tattoo designs, but it's not that specifically. There's like a kind of shimmer of a pattern on her that, if you were aware of what was going on outside, you would have some idea of what the deal is with that. But at that point, she kind of lifts a hand to hook one finger over the barrel of the gun.
I am not within range.
You're not within range. Okay, right. In that case, she leans forward, like, essentially putting herself up to the gun, and says, well, you better start asking questions that I can actually answer. You want to know where I got the book? I wrote the book. What's that tell you?
She's a witch. Murder.
That is interesting. You wrote the book, and yet you still screwed up the ritual that badly?
I don't get that. Now, that move that you listed there, is that you actually, like, not doing the help out, but actually attacking the book?
No, so what Elle did...
I'm asking Elle.
Yeah, no, my point is that what Elle did, like, they're using the help out roll, because the help out roll is specifically to do something that helps another player, regardless of what the normal, like, roll for that would be.
But unfortunately, it failed.
Yes.
What I'm asking about is the addition of the move, Elle, smite, blah, 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 blah. Or was that for clarification?
Elle?
Healer?
What? Sorry, I got pulled away. What's up?
When you added that thing in there after the failed help out, you've got the smite action listed there.
Yeah, that was just to show that even my hands count as weaknesses against enemies. I have another plan, just, like, we can move on from here.
So that wasn't a separate attacking book action.
No. When I go to do something else to the book, it'll be with the chain whip that actually has the holy property.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure in case you were actively...
Francis, however, will walk over to Elle. If you are going to try again, he gives the number of pages to get to where her name is in the book. Try attacking that page directly.
Do you want to hold it?
No, I do not!
Then this is going to be kind of a moot point as they take off the belt and pull out the chain whip.
Alright. Inside the van, or the paddy wagon,
what was your question again, Nathaniel?
I think
How did you manage to screw up the ritual that badly if you wrote it?
Alright, yeah. She kind of scoffs, like... People write manuals every day and still manage to fuck up what they write in those manuals.
Francis'
Summoning
ears
is
start
an
burning.
incredibly precise art. You do not accidentally summon things like those.
I mean, you accidentally got your friend killed with one.
Did I? Did I accidentally get my friend? And, like, you can clearly tell that she's downplaying that term, friend. Killed by accident?
Oh, don't pretend like you were in control of that situation. You're not gonna fool me.
She leans back and, like, she actually just makes the point of, like, opening up the robe and showing the lack of damage other than the two somewhat better than they should look.
Yeah, they look
holes
great.
in
You're
it.
barking up the wrong tree, okay?
No, she looks at you and, like, what part of the amount of damage I have, other than what you inflicted, is here from last night? And then folds her arms back over. Like, you know, she's making her point that she is essentially unscathed other than what you have done. What part of me is injured? Other than your 2 shots?
I'd say mostly your pride.
Pride can be easily fixed.
Well, tell you what, you're at least answering questions. You wrote the book. You gave it to Catherine?
Gave is a strong word.
As
I
opposed
believe
to...
that we share.
That's funny, because we heard from some of the other ones that it was definitely Catherine's book.
I cannot be held responsible for what other people believe. They choose to believe what they believe.
Oh,
Just
that's some
seems
bullshit.
rather odd that if you're someone so important, you'd be playing second fiddle to an idiot.
I actually like that line.
I don't think you really believe in the essence of what you just said.
Daniel does crack up because that so accurately describes him and his life too. That is correct.
That's actually a good line. I do like
Yeah.
that.
Fair enough. But hey, I'm not gonna lie. If I was supposedly, unharmable by fire, and was old enough to write a clearly very old book, I wouldn't be working for who I am. Why are you doing that?
Well, suffice to say, she kind of gestures, like, just you in general. You're some kind of government man, yes?
How'd you guess? First name
You're not-
government, last name man. My mom called me her little govey. God rest her soul.
Trademark, right? Patent pending.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, there is a slight sort of smirk. She continues on, but, well, you agreed. You signed a little piece of paper with a dotted line on it. You signed away your time and skills, etc., etc. Some pieces of paper are worth more, especially when you actually know what you're getting.
So, was it Catherine that you agreed to work for then?
Oh no. See, she believed everything I told her. See, the rest of them, I'm going out on a limb here. Like the way she's gesturing us and like angling her head slightly, you can tell she 100% knows that what she's about to say is factually true. There's like, I'm going to go out on a limb here and assume that what they told you is that Catherine and I founded our little group and we all essentially followed Catherine's lead. That's the gist, yes?
More or less. They certainly talked about Catherine a great deal more than you, though.
And why do you think that is?
Well, you didn't make much of an impression.
And again, why do you think that is? Maybe I chose not to make an impression?
Why, you shy? You're trying to start a cult. A little wooga wooga could go a long way towards helping that.
Try. Try, he says. A question. How old are you?
I'm asking the questions here.
Well, you've asked me several. Permit me one. How old are you?
Fair enough. 34.
I've actually led almost as many cults as you have been alive for years.
Wow.
Almost. Got you
What a
down.
fall from grace. To end up here? With us? And those schmucks?
A fall from grace. Oh, you really do not have any idea, do you?
You know, it's almost like I came in here wanting to ask questions.
I have managed to miss every single pertinent one.
Then fill me in. Go ahead.
Because you
I've got
assume-
nothing
you
but
assume.
time.
You assume.
Seeing
I
as we
assume.
hear nothing,
Yet you hear nothing.
Francis will eventually walk over to Elle. You might want to start doing damage to the book. I'm afraid that something's happening in there. I'm pretty sure she might be a witch. Or a dryad. One of the two.
No, I'm gonna give him his time. I'm pretty sure if she was annihilating him, the van would be rocking.
Would you come and knock him?
Yes!
Oh, at that point, yes. At minimum, Francis would, because his favorite thing in the world to do is cockblock.
Yes! Francis, no bitches late! Bitches!
Woo!
Nathaniel is gesturing like he's waiting for her to finish that statement. I assume a lot of things.
Yes, you assume many things.
Yes. Such as?
You haven't asked the right question.
Okay then. Tell me, what would the right question be?
Well, that is the right question. Which clearly tells you.
Oh,
that
are
you
we going to get dragged into a
haven't-
talk about semantics?
No. But you
Okay.
clearly haven't read the book and actually pondered on the purpose of it.
It's a long book. And Latin's
Well, you
kind
just
of
said you
useless
have
for
all
actual
the
cult stuff. You need to go back to like Sumerian or cuneiform.
You hear Francis say something in Cyrillic. No, you don't. You can't
Yeah,
hear a damn
exactly.
thing.
Well, no, Elle would, and then be like, why?
Yeah, you get slapped.
No, that's
Like-
slap. They'll just look at it, understanding it, and be like, why?
I read the book last night.
So
It's
you
got
start
me
s-
curious.
You start speaking in it?
I got a little bit of a gist of it. Some kind of twisted Garden of Eden thing. Like, seriously,
Oh, that's
it's
the order.
like seriously, the Abrahamic stuff is all just played out. We've heard it too many times. Be unique a little. Try and do something weird with it.
Try and do something weird with it. You know, it's interesting that you mentioned that. Considering you're the one that damaged the ritual.
By moving a bunch of cards.
No,
Let me tell you something. If
No,
that
I'm
was
talking
enough
about
to
the
damage
other
the ritual, it ain't no good ritual.
Admittedly, that was Catherine's idea. I didn't really see any point in making things too complex by explaining how pointless it was.
Alright.
If anything, it was actually more amusing that it was failed. See, I
Okay.
have designs much larger than one city.
Fair enough. What do you actually want out of this? Because let's be clear here. The whole like starting fires in large cities thing, it's not gonna work in the long run as far as the whole just absolutely nonsensical returning to nature thing. London has not returned to nature, neither has Chicago, neither has Salem.
Yes, because none of them. Well, Salem, we didn't have many. I was a little lax that turn. I should have been recruiting a bit more, but. She kind of looks off for a moment, like. Just,
Wait, so you're actually buying into this whole return to nature nonsense?
And then she looks at you and says, "Oh, no."
Thank Christ. I cannot express to you how disappointed I would be if that actually was your motivation.
I do not want people to return to nature and have some kind of balance. That's the order.
Sure. Yeah, those it is.
That's the order. What I want is to wipe out humanity.
And you think starting a few fires in select cities is going to accomplish that?
When you've been around as long as I have, you learn the benefits of taking things slow. Because, unlike you,
The fact that you've been around as long as you have and still failed says a lot about the merits of taking things slow.
Still failed. That's an interesting. It's an interesting diagnosis. Yeah, you really haven't read the book.
Alright. You're out to kill off humanity. Fine. Understandable. Applaudable, even in certain. Why are you shocking up with these more?
Well, the individual bullets don't win the war, but the weapons do.
Oh, I get it.
No.
You fucking cunt.
I'm actually slightly proud now that you said that the way you said that. I'm kind of proud of what I did.
You just get a long, like confused stare from Daniel. Then he's like, "No, well, technically speaking, pens do. Like when you agree to terms of surrender or fighting or whatnot. Although even I suppose like a war fought to the last man, it's not the weapons that determine the outcome. It is in fact the individual bullets, or slings and arrows, if we want to go like as old as you claim to be." Why am I arguing about this? Okay. So you wrote the book. You gave it to Catherine. Or let her use it. Alright. So were you just associated with the Order from before?
I was born into the Order. I didn't get a choice. I don't blame them or anything. That is the cliched remark of, oh, I was born into them and they did all these terrible things. No, they were fine.
Okay. Did the Order make or bore into or however any more things like you?
What do you mean things like you?
You claim to be a great many things.
Your point.
Are the rest of the Order more like the chuckle fucks out there? Or is there anyone else
Everyone gets a lot.
like you?
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yes.
As far as I am aware, I am unique within the X membership. I doubt any of the, what did you say, chuckle fucks? There is that audible snort. I don't know if any of them have bothered to actually understand what they read. They may open the book and look at the pages, but they don't read the words.
Uh-huh. Well, I didn't quite have a chance to. I've been busy. I'll fair enough. I'll wonder. Why do you want to kill all of you? Well, it's gonna get pretty lonely.
Because we are a
Who is
mistake.
we in this case?
We, humanity, everyone, every single person on this planet. You,
Okay,
me,
okay. Good.
The others.
We can mean a great many things. So
Yeah,
you're saying
we
humanity
refer
isn't
to
a...
every single living, thinking, sentient being on this planet, and
Yes.
generally speaking, in my opinion, everything down to the smallest insect on our planet, maybe even smaller than that, all life. We are a mistake.
I prefer to think of us as more of a happy accident, but I follow your reasoning. Continue.
We are not a wet on wet paint.
In an uncaring universe.
This is true.
Some people believe that there's going to be some kind of afterlife where everything will be absolutely angelic and perfect.
Yeah, I know. Morons. Continue.
I wish I could be that naive, but I'm not. And there are those who will say that, oh, you go down and it's an abject world of terror and pain and all this stuff. And she's very like, ugh, you know, and she's, but again, it's not. To you,
Okay, yeah.
something may be a
You
demon.
believe a lot of crazy things.
Yes, to you, you may believe something to be a demon. Someone else may believe that to be an angel. It's all in the perspective, but we were not created with some kind of purpose. We are an accident of creation that was never meant to be. Our existence ends in dust.
Okay.
And if I could have my way, our existence will end in flames.
So to make sure I understand this, because you're sounding an awful lot like right now, but like that young German philosopher. What was his name? Nietzsche. That was it. Been reading his stuff. Interesting ideas. But
I'm loosely aware of Nietzsche. Why?
well, I suppose if there is no purpose and no point, and it is all just an accident, why does it matter? Why does it matter enough to end?
Because I found a purpose, and that purpose was to end things.
Huh. You have read Nietzsche. All right. I can't fault you for that. The only purpose that matters are the ones that we assign to ourselves. Fair enough. So, you said that they created, like... So were you just... pardon the vernacular, but I'm just using words that I'm aware of. Are you some kind of, like, witch or sorceress or some kind of, like, summoned entity?
Kind of looks off to the side, like she's trying to like partition off the parts of your question for a moment, and then kind of looks off like, well, I hated my parents.
A lot of people do.
and I was born as a normal person like anyone else.
Okay.
But you know, to be fair, when I was born into the cult, they were my life.
Sure.
And then I was deemed too extreme because they wished to return humanity into some kind of balance with nature. I see that any attempts at trying that is only going to, you know, bring us back to what we are now. So
It's true.
we had our chance.
That didn't answer my question as to like how you got to be as old as you claim to be, or anything like that.
Well, when you actually read and understand what the books teach, when you actually understand, and she's like, you know, clearly underlining this in vocals, when you understand what is being asked, it's easy enough to find who to ask, and then you simply agree to their terms.
Okay, so some sort of, if you'll pardon the vernacular, pact with the devil, using like air quotes.
Yeah, there's a spark, and when you air quote devil, and she says, "Well, it wasn't the devil."
That's why I'm using air quotes. I'm like,
Well, you met her. That her, he, it, whatever.
oh, what's her name? What's her name? Yeah. God, I can't find it in my notes right now. But I did note it down.
Oh, I believe you did.
The Kiranok.
Thank you.
Purple match.
That okay. You can free to pronounce it wrong all you want. Or I'm free to pronounce it wrong however I want.
Well, I mean, to be
Where's-
fair, that is the closest to the pronunciation that I can get because I do not speak Gaelic.
I spent probably about 10 minutes clicking the how to pronounce over and over and over again.
There it is, yeah. Carthan.
You don't speak garlic. Got it.
Gotcha.
Hey, there's only one thing of garlic you need to speak. It's called bread.
We'll eventually
No,
figure
I
out
agree
this
with that
name.
statement.
What exactly did you promise her for this? Like, what is she getting out of this? This is pure curiosity at this point.
Yeah, she kind of gestures in the approximate direction. Funnily enough, she technically would have no way of knowing this, but she gestures towards the wall of the van in the approximate direction of where the other cult members are, and she says, "What did you call them? Chuckle fucks?"
Okay. You know, I suddenly feel less bad about shooting her.
See,
She would totally agree with you on that.
do you see why Elle was okay leaving this person here to be cold? They're not a person. They're a fucking monster. The same rules don't apply.
Oh no, I was talking about Kivna.
Oh, fair enough.
Like, to communicate retroactively, telepathically, Nathaniel had a working theory for a while that Kirthanak had actually been, like, summoned against her will, or that there was some kind of, like, weird thing going on with all of that. But that's been cleared up, so, yeah, doesn't feel bad about shooting her. Never felt bad about shooting for Rachel. Not once. Alright.
But to be fair, she didn't summon herself.
That was Nathaniel's point. Like, she didn't summon herself.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like the idea that pulling something from one dimension into another and forcing it into a corporeal body that's not its own really fucking hurts.
That tends to be.
This was a theory Nathaniel was working over in his head. There wasn't a lot of evidence to support it, but there wasn't a lot of evidence to, undermine it either. We just got evidence to undermine it, so he discards the theory.
Yeah, I like
all
the
of this
concept
happened within
of
his
the
head.
ritual is that the ritual is more to like facilitate the ease of bringing something through. Like you can just do a simple ritual that basically is reaching through into the other dimension, hauling the thing through, kicking and screaming. But if you want it to play nice and do what you want it to do, you should probably follow a few other steps to like ease that transition between dimensions. Otherwise, they come through and be really pissed. And essentially, because the summoning ritual was fucked with, the minute in that case, when Kornak got brought through, fucking hard. So was really pissed off about it.
And it basically cut them out of the deal, which is what caused it to go.
You can make any assumptions you like beyond what I've said.
True.
Anything you assume is your assumption, and you are free to be as wrong as you want.
To Dab's point, any one of us can roll use magic to summon a creature right now.
Yeah. And generally speaking, I would say if you get a good success, then you do it properly and you bring it through relatively unscathed. You fuck up to a degree, then you might come through and you might end up with an imp that's more interested in clawing your face off rather than whatever you're telling it to attack. It's kind of that idea. I forget where I first came across this concept in media, but I really liked it.
Well,
it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
It's getting close to, or it's past time now, guys.
Yeah,
I will be popping up soon.
All right. Well, Nathaniel's gonna think it over. Voices? Anything else? Like I could potentially you kind of answered all of the questions that I had, or at least made those questions irrelevant. The Order don't seem to be that dangerous outside of her.
That's cute.
I mean, she was the only other thing that you kind of get with that is she will explain that she is no longer with the Order. She's kind of implied that, but it's you can put the different parts together and right, she's not with the Order because she's too extreme, essentially.
Yeah, that's why I said they don't seem like much of a threat beyond her.
Yeah, because the way that she described it, you get the impression they're kid gloves and being nice about everything, whereas she's burn everything to the ground and start again.
All right. Well, anything else you'd care to share? I do hold your fate in the balance.
Do you?
I'll take that as a no. Step outside. The hell's been going on out here?
I will see you step out, and then before you close the door, be like, "Oh, well, are you done?"
Just about. Quickly, relay all the information that I got. I seem to have built up at least some kind of rapport. Is there any more information we really need? Because I kind of know what we have to do next.
Well, I wanted to try something real fast, and then we'll strike the book with the holy chain whip.
Okay. Oh, your weapon gets messy as well, does it? Or does that only apply to your unarmed?
No, the whip has messy on its own.
Oh, it does. Okay.
But the whole thing of I get to, or my attacks count as whatever weakness I need to actually kill the thing, that applies to my chain whip too.
Okay. Yeah. As soon as you go and you go all Castlevania, you whip it, good, because when a monster comes along, you must whip it. You go for it. As soon as the end flicks across and tears a gash across the front of the book, you immediately hear Rachel screech in a very inhuman manner, followed very quickly by Nathaniel really wishing that he'd kept those doors shut. As she straight up rips out of the chains and dives out of the van.
And before we'll start the combat next week.
I did close the
obviously.
door. Like, yeah.
Next week,
Why
2
would I
weeks.
be having this conversation with them in front of her?
I actually wanted you to have the door open because I wanted to hear her react.
Yeah, and also specifically, Elle did say before you close the door.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So we'll do the combat next week.
After the holidays.
But we're going to end off with the. You really think I didn't have a means of hurting you?
You kind of just got a screech back that turns out to be somewhat broken Enochian. Of her essentially saying, you know, fuck you. It's some kind of slur for divines. I can't think of one offhand.
No, we can work with this.
No, we'll go with Darksiders. Pigeon.
Pigeons. Yeah, I
Oh,
like
yeah, perfect. Yeah, she effectively she shouts back at you in this broken Enochian of basically, fuck you, you fucking pigeon.
I'm gonna tear you in half. I was gonna send you to hell, but now I'm just gonna kill you.
And
Also
with
with
that, we will stop.
And we will see you guys after the holidays.
Well, with the gash across the book, yeah, when she like dived forward. I mean, I will give you, she's effectively pushing the doors open, so you might be able to shove her back in a van, maybe. But yeah, there's like a clear, gnarly gash up part of her chest and going across the shoulder, like, it clearly fucking hurt. And she is not impressed. She hasn't actually, like, turned into something else. But you probably could imagine that she might.
Well, it's
Yeah,
funny
she's a
because like, I see the fact that the book currently has like several bullet holes in it as well, but even before you hit it with your whip.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, so it's like a Portrait of Dorian Gray thing.
Yeah, actually. Although I don't think
Oscar Wilde, you minx.
I don't think showing it to her is gonna, win the day.
Well, no, that's also not what happened.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Okay. Well, I'll give you credit here. My plan was to just go and get my Tommy gun and like just keep shooting her until I run out of bullets. The fact that she reacted to getting shot in the leg, even if it was an underplayed reaction, means that enough bullets could accomplish something.
Hey, if we put enough in her, she'll eventually be too heavy to move, and that still works.
Yes, it's our own special type of lead poisoning.
You have terminal
Delicious
lead
lead
poisoning. You have a 0 movement speed.
And with that, we are going to definitely call it. This is Karsa, KKWX. Karsa's my name. KKWX is my empire. Here with my friends from NRT, playing a little Waystone Mysteries. And next week,
Karsa, next week is Christmas Eve.
Next week, from the perspective of recording for YouTube.
Yeah.
Next week is Christmas Day.
Yeah.
So after New Year's, okay? We will be returning to Waystone Mysteries after New Year's and finish our mystery. Goodbye.
Not
Close
exactly.
enough.